It's Thursday, February 7th, and I'm Mason Atkinson, out back in the hallway for the real news. Today we're going to be interviewing a number of students, going class to class, that sort of thing. So here we go. All right, we are here with Mac Mullins.
Hello.
So Mac, recently you were a fake presidential candidate for a civics and economics project, right?
Well, I wouldn't say fake. I mean, I was pretty real, so...
What did that project entail?
It involved basically setting up a campaign like a president would, creating a video, creating a poster, coming up with a basic platform as to what you want to represent as president. You would create a party, and it was quite interesting, I must say.
So what was your specific role?
I was the presidential candidate. My job was to write a speech, be the figurehead of my party, and I was supposed to go out there and let people know about our campaign.
What was your party called?
The Progressive Party.
Mine was the Progress Party.
What a coincidence.
Hey. So, as a presidential candidate, what was your number one priority?
My number one priority was to eliminate prison labor for prison labor for just 10 cents an hour. Some prisons profit off of forcing prisoners to work for 10 cents an hour, in which they sell the products of whatever the prisoners create for a greater profit, which is quite a serious problem, in my opinion.
All right. Did you run into any problems during your campaign?
There's another party that is definitely a big political rival of my own, and we have been sort of back and forthing. We've come to terms with each other, and we've decided that, we'll be friends now. We're having a truce right now until the election.
All right, good to see that you're doing sportsmanship. Do you think you ever might really run for president someday?
I've considered it. Right now I'm still deciding on what field I want to go into, but maybe politics would be something that would interest me.
All right, cool. Then that was a fun project for you.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a fun project.
All right, well, this has been a student spotlight and McLean Mullins, or Mac. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing with us this little bit of stuff.
Thank you for having me. Fun
fact, I situated Mac next to this Germany poster because
I'm 25% German.
Cool. This has been Mason Atkinson for The Real News. Now, we're going to interview a number of black students for Black History Month. All right, our first student interview is
Christian Gaines.
All right, so here we have Charlie Bird. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, now on the program we have
Tyler.
We're going to ask you a few questions about Black History Month. You ready? We have you here on the program to ask some questions about Black History Month. You ready?
Yes.
Why do you think it's important that we celebrate Black History Month?
To show people the past and prevent things from happening that happened in the past, or history repeating itself.
So why is it important that we celebrate Black history?
Because what we get taught in schools is mainly the white history, and I feel like you just need to celebrate Black history, because would our society be where we are now without Black history? Like, would music be the same? Would anything else be the same? And we just need to acknowledge that and, show support to that and, recap on the history of African Americans and, just Black people.
Do you think it's important that we celebrate and recognize Black History Month?
I think it's important that we recognize and remember what happened, and we're respectful towards all of the people who put in work to get where we are today.
What sort of ways should we celebrate?
Honestly, I think remembering is enough. I don't know about essays and everything, but just respect.
What sort of ways should we celebrate Black History Month?
I think Black History Month should be celebrated with people already show like a lot of awareness like with marches and posters, and like a lot of people celebrate like with their families and outside of families.
Do you think that it should be implemented more into what we learn in school?
Yes, I think that schools, they tell a little bit about it, but they don't tell a lot. Like they only tell about like the basic people, not like deep into Black history.
How do you think that schools in America should incorporate Black History Month into the curriculum?
Well, I feel like in general, I feel that Black history should be incorporated more into the curriculum all year. But then for Black History Month in general, I feel like it's very important to, show that Black History Month is an actual thing, and you should actually like be learning about this, and that it's very important to our society as a whole.
So what does it specifically mean to you to be African American?
I just see it as a race. It's not a defining thing, in my opinion.
What does it mean for you to be African American?
Well, it means that like, my culture, well, half of me, but my culture came up from, in America, it came up from like nothing because we were slaves, and then we came up to be, we're still working on it, but someday we're going to thrive, and we're fighting for the equality that we deserve. And it means a lot to also like be mixed, because I'm literally like a product of love between a white woman and a Black man. So it shows that, love can exist there, and that equality can happen, and it should happen. We just need to keep working towards it, and someday hopefully that'll happen for us.
What does it mean to you to be African American?
I think it's kind of normal, but I mean, it's probably because I've never been any other race, but
Me too.
yeah, but I don't know, I've never been treated differently, so I don't really know exactly what to say.
So what was the importance of peace and civil rights protests, do you think?
Violence wouldn't have gotten us anywhere. It would just increase the negative stereotype around our race. So peaceful protests were, as hard as they may have been, they were important.
So do you have like a favorite piece of African American history or art? Just anything?
I like that I Have a Dream speech. It was very heartfelt, and he was really calm and passionate about what he was saying.
What is your favorite piece of African American history or art, like a movie or a director or a historical figure or event? Just
This is going to sound so typical of me because musical theater, but The Color Purple. I've loved The Color Purple for the longest time ever. And also there is a play called An Octoroon, which I really love, and that is by Brendan Jacob Jenkins. And yeah, so those are good.
So can you guess what year Black History Month was created?
– 2001.
It's in the 1900s. Okay.
1972.
It was 1926.
Yay.
It was the second week in February. It was launched by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, a Harvard graduate.
Ooh, go him. Thank you, Carter.
I also expected it to be like the 60s or 70s. Yeah. Can you guess what year Black History Month was first celebrated?
1995.
It was originally the second week in February in 1926, and technically it was a week, so it was a trick question. But it was first launched by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, a Harvard graduate. So as a little bonus question, can you guess the origin of Black History Month, what year it started?
1926.
Yes, actually. It started it was a week in February in 1926. It was first launched by Dr. Carter G. Woodson. All right, well, thanks for coming on the show, answering our questions.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, thanks for coming on the show and sharing some of your thoughts on Black History Month.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on the program, sharing your thoughts and opinions. Good job.
Thanks.
Well done. And I think that's the end of the segment. All right. That's all the content we have for today. Be sure to email us at therealnewsteam@longleafschool.com if you have any student spotlights or projects or anything you want us to include. Join us next time to see if I can finally manage to get an interview with one of the art teachers. And just join us next time for an exciting, action-packed edition of The Real News.